Hey guys, so in today's stock market analysis for the week of 28 May to the 31st of May, I'll be first going through the indexes and some of my analysis of the markets, and then today one will be a bit different from the usual. So I will be sharing with you some of my current positions, some of my current open positions, and also not just in equities but also in the crypto market. So the reason why I'm sharing my crypto portfolio as well is because recently the crypto markets have been really setting up very nicely, and some of the cryptos has actually broken out of very nice bases which I have a position in. So I'll also be sharing my crypto portfolio in today's stock market analysis video. Right, so let's first begin with the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 actually broke out from its consolidation over here. So you can see that the consolidation actually started back in end of March, right? So the S&P 500 basically traded sideways for about 1.5 months, right? So it actually broke out on the middle of May. So that was about 2 weeks ago. And then right now it has moved sideways just above the breakout level. So for me, my analysis for the S&P 500 is that for this week we could potentially see the S&P 500 making a move, right? Whether it's to the upside or to the downside, I believe that this week the S&P 500 is poised to a move. But of course, based on the existing trends of the market, I believe there's a higher probability that the S&P 500 goes up from here, right? So that's just a probability. There's no guarantees in the market. So that's what I'm taking a look for the S&P 500. The next one is the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is a bit more messy on the chart, right? Because I've been recently added this new process to my my analysis for the market. So I try to include as much macro news and those important macro news that I think it's the most relevant for the markets, right? So over here you can see like I included like the CPI data, PPI data, your non-farm payrolls, and also like certain key events happening, like the Roaring Kitty returning on Twitter or X about 2-3 weeks ago, right? So for the Nasdaq, same thing. It's broken out of its base over on this day over here, right? So it started its consolidation back at the start of March, right? So just now the S&P 500, if you remembered, it started its consolidation back in around end of March. This was the start of March. So the Nasdaq usually the tech stocks and the tech stocks tend to lead the market, right? So this applies to most market cycles, and this time it's no different. So we can see that the Nasdaq actually lead the S&P 500 in terms of price action, right? So it moves sideways, and then on this day over here it actually broke out. So that was also on the 15th of May, right? And then the Nasdaq actually has continued to move upwards and did not consolidate much after breaking out as compared to the S&P 500. So right now it's very on a very nice uptrend, right? So you can see that prices are making higher lows, higher highs, and the moving averages are all sloping up, and prices are trading above the key moving averages, right? So based on the existing trend, the Nasdaq is on a uptrend, right? So that's for the Nasdaq. The next one is the IWM. So the IWM actually took a hit. So the small and mid cap stocks lagged the overall market for last week, right? So you can see that we had a reversal over here. So prices tried to test this breakout level. So you can see that this breakout level is an important price level to pay attention to. So we can see that there were multiple tests of this level back in 2022, right? You can see that prices hit this level and it couldn't break above this level, and then you can see that right now the IWM actually has some issues also breaking above this level, and then it actually reversed to the downside on Thursday session and on Wednesday session. So we have to continue paying attention to see whether the small and mid cap stocks can also play a bigger part in this rally, right? So for a rally to be sustainable, we want broad participation in all stocks, right? Not just like your large cap stocks or your tech stocks. We want both like the large cap and the small and mid cap stocks to take part in this rally for it to be sustainable. So the next one is the Dow Jones. So Dow Jones also lag, right? So you can see that price action wise is very similar to the IWM. It encountered resistance and then it put a very strong bearish candle on Thursday, right? So that's a rough overview of the major indexes. Now let's take a look at some of my current open positions for my equities portfolio. So I have three different stocks in my portfolio. So the first one is Coinbase, right? So for me, I based on the crypto markets, I believe that the crypto markets are starting to recover back again, right? So we actually had a rally in the crypto markets towards the end of last year and the start of this year. But then in the past maybe 1 to 1.5 months, the crypto markets have started to consolidate and like move sideways, right? And then right now the markets are starting to recover again, and that is why I decided to enter a position in Coin, and also because Coin has put up some good technical price action, right? So you can see that over here, Coin actually formed a downtrend line, right? So this downtrend line was a line that prices encountered and couldn't break above it, and then we see a change in the character of the stock, right? So over here, prices it initially break out, but it couldn't break above, then it declined, but this time it did not form a lower low as compared to the previous price action, right? So it held up at this level and then it broke above again, and then it managed to hold above this downtrend line, right? And then I added on this day over here, and then right now I'm looking to add if possible, if prices continue to move up, I'm looking to scale my position in Coin. All right, so that's for Coin. Then the next one is ASPN. So I actually got into ASPN on this earnings day, right? So it gap up over here, so you can see that prices actually moved sideways for a while, and then on earnings it gap above its base, and then I bought on this day over here on its earnings, right? So it has been going up very well, so I actually trimmed some of my position off. The reason being is because I went in overweight on this position on this gap up day, right? So I took a larger than usual position size in ASPN, and as prices continue to move up, I decided to trim some of my position off, and then I actually trimmed another position off on this day over here, right? So the reason being is because prices open below the 10-day moving average. So over here it crosses down below the 10-day moving average, and then it went back up, right? So the next day it opened below the 10-day moving average. So for my rule, I decided to trim some off just to protect some of my profits, but I still do hold quite a substantial position in ASPN, and then right now it has put up a strong day on Friday, and then pre-market is also up. So that's for ASPN. The next one is Robinhood. So for me, my thesis on Robinhood is one, it has good earnings, right? So you can see that for the most recent earnings, it actually beat revenue estimates and also beat earnings estimate, right? And then another thing is also taking a broader picture is the overall markets has been in a bull market, right? So we know that we are in a bull market right now, right? So for retail investors and traders to participate in this rally, they need to trade with a broker, right? So Robinhood being one of the most popular brokers in the US, I decided to take a position in Robinhood because I anticipate that with the increased participation in retail in this bull market, Robinhood will stand to benefit from this user and retail participation, right? So and also technically, obviously it has to meet the criteria that I'm taking a look at. So I actually bought on this day over here. So it broke out of its the resistance over here, and then right now I'm looking to scale and pyramid my position if there's an opportunity to do so. So the line that I'm looking over is at this price level of around $20 to $21. So if prices can break above this level constructively, then I might look to pyramid and scale in my position on Hood, right? Then the next one is Nvidia. So Nvidia has been all over the news recently, right? Because of its block earnings, and also it's because of its announcement that it wanted to do a 10-to-1 split, right? So you can see that the split date is over here. So he's going to do a 10-to-1 split. So I actually bought Nvidia back a couple of weeks ago, right? So if you remembered from the example that I showed for coin, so Nvidia also formed a downtrend line over here. Then I actually bought on this day over here. So I waited for some confirmation. So it broke above the downtrend line. Then as you can see, it gapped down, but it found support at the downtrend line. So the downtrend line, which used to be a previous area of resistance, has now turned support for Nvidia. And then once I had this confirmation that prices are actually making higher lows and also starting to make higher highs, I bought on this breakout over here. And then I actually scale in my position, I think, if I'm not wrong, on this day over here. Sorry. So actually my initial position was on this day over here. So I bought on the breakout of this downtrend line, and then on this day, even though it gapped down, but it did not touch my stop loss. So I set a stop loss just below the low of this day, right? So it was by whether by luck or by good fortune, prices did not hit my stop loss, and then it actually recovered back and closed above this downtrend line. So I was in my position, and then on this gap up day, this was when I added or pyramid my position into Nvidia. Then I had an oversized position going into this consolidation over here, and then just before earnings, I took half of my position off, right? Just because earnings, you never know whether it can go up or go down, right? So to protect some of my profits, I decided to take half of my position off Nvidia, and then right now I still have my position in Nvidia and I'm in profit. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to let the position run and also trail my stop loss accordingly, right? So that's for Nvidia. The next one is TMDX. So same thing, I bought on earnings. So I also had a large position in TMDX, but not as large as the ASPN one. So I still this was a bigger than usual position size, but not as big as ASPN. Right, so I bought on this day over here, and then right now I'm just trailing my stop loss because you can see that it's moved up quite a fair bit, right? So I bought at, let's say, around maybe 115, and then right now, as of the filming of this video, prices are at 141. So that's for TMDX. Then the next one is OM. So I actually entered my position in OM over here. So you had a strong move up, move sideways, found support at the key moving averages and surfed the key moving averages that I bought on the breakout over here. So that's some of the stocks on my my portfolio. So now let's take a look at my cryptos. So I hold 6 cryptos as well. So the first one is BTC. So BTC just because it's the biggest one, and the one that I understand the fundamentals better compared to like the rest of the cryptos, right? So for Bitcoin, I have a bit more conviction when I buy Bitcoin, and I also have more conviction to hold the minor pullbacks and declines. So yeah, so that's for BTC. I bought BTC in multiple areas, so I can't remember all of them. So I'm not gonna review like where exactly I bought my position in BTC, but I just have a position in BTC, and I'm currently in some profits, not big profits, but in just small profits, right, for BTC. The next one is Pepe. So actually, I bought Pepe on this breakout day over here, right? So you can see that it's a very nice resistance area over here, and then it broke out on above average volume, and then I actually added up and pyramided my position in Pepe after it breakout. So it also showed very constructive price action, right? So it went up, then it declined on low volume, and then it found support at the previous resistance area, which has now turned into a support area, and then found support at the 21-day moving average, and then this few days of decline was erased all in a single day on this recovery and this rally, right? And then right now Pepe is still performing very well and is putting in very constructive price action. So that's for Pepe. Next one is Bong. So I actually bought Bong on this day over here on the breakout, right? So you can see that it's also going up nicely, and then in it shows profit on the first day I enter. So that's always a good sign to know that, okay, this position is working for you. Then the next one is Floki. So Floki, I actually added. I actually bought my position just yesterday. So you can see that it actually broke out on this level, this breakout level over here, and this resistance. And then right now it's holding up the breakout level quite well. Next is BNB. So I actually bought BNB on this breakout day over here, but then you can see that it reversed and fall back below the resistance area, right? But you can see that it's tightening up a lot, and then it's putting a very, very constructive price action on the daily. So if it breaks out again, I will look to scale and pyramid my position even further into BNB. Right, so that's for BNB. Then the last one is JASMY. Right, so same thing, strong move up, move sideways for a couple of weeks, couple of months, and then I bought on this breakout day over here, and you can see that it's still holding up the breakout very well. So if you notice, there's a lot of cryptos that are forming similar price action, right? So take a look at this chart over here, compare it with Pepe, compare with Bong, compare with Floki, and compare with BNB. So a lot of them are putting in very constructive bases and breaking out from this basis, right? And the thing is, those cryptos that have already broken out, they're holding their breakout very well. So in that sense, I'm very bullish for the crypto markets right now. And I'm there's a very high probability that the crypto markets will continue to move up in the short to intermediate term. Right, so that's a quick overview for my analysis of the stock market, and today we also share a bit about the crypto market. So hopefully you have learned something from this video. I'll see you in the other videos. To your financial success.